going on, guys? So today I'm going to be doing a skull. I'm going to boil a skull. It's not really boiling, it's more like simmering. And in order to do that, I'm going to use my bucket here. Got this at my local farm store. I got a water heater element in here. There's a fancy connector here that I don't remember what it was called. Still got the barcode on it, so I'll try to find the link to the website that I used to build this. It just plugs in. Now, if you just plug this 1300 watt or whatever it is element in, it's gonna get way too hot. So I also purchased this, it says a plug and play thermostat. So I plug my bucket into here, I plug this into the wall, this thermostat sits in the water, and then I can program it. I usually run it about 190 to 199, anywhere in there. Now what I used to use was this. This was, doesn't have the sticker on it anymore. It was the Buck boiler. Now they have pretty much, it's the same bucket and everything. These things are $100. I think I built this for 30 bucks. So, and I'd only get one season of use out of this. I don't know what would happen to the element that's encased in here. I never took it all apart. I was in a hurry, needed a new one of these, and I've gone through a couple of these. So, so far this is its second or third season, no problems. So all we're gonna do is plug this thing in. We'll drop out, today is a coyote skull, so we're gonna do strapping season, so we'll drop a coyote skull in there. And we'll take you through the process. But first we're gonna add some water. Alright, so we got our water. We got our thermostat is in the water. We'll pinch that down. Okay, so it says tell me my water's 56 degrees. We got it set for 199, and it goes without saying, whatever you do, don't stick your finger in the water, right? Because obviously we have this thing plugged into the wall, and there probably is some current in there, so we don't want that. So we'll take our coyote skull and we'll set him down in there. And we do not want the skull to touch the element, because that's be the hottest part. Now some places the water, depending on your water, my water doesn't really need it, but you could put a little teaspoon of dish detergent in there, not Dawn soap or nothing, but for your dishwasher, and that'll help really activate it and also keep the fats and stuff out of the bone. All right, so we'll take you to the next step. Alright, so it's been a few hours. It's nice and warm, you can see that. It's a nice warm fall day. Perfect for doing this. So I'll dump the water, we'll take a peek at it. It's not going to be pretty. And then we are going to use the pressure washer. And I like to always have a pair of needle nose in case you got to rip something loose. But try to get a position where you can see. And it's probably going to be loud, so we'll put some music or something. But okay, let's go get it. Alright, so those of you with weak stomach, probably not going to want to watch this part. It gets graphic, but here it is. Here's the skull and the process that you go through. It does not smell the best cooking ahead, but if you want the skull, that's what you got to do. Alright, so down here, here's our skull. You can see the meat is starting to peel away from the bone. So this one is ready to go. So we're going to pressure wash it, and then you'll see. Okay, so here's our skull. It's clean. Don't worry if this comes apart, you can just glue this back together. It'll fit right back together. Oh, we gotta get that just a little bit better. There's still a little bit right in here. Some cartilage or something, gums. A little bit in there. So those teeth are starting to loosen up on me. And if we can always glue them teeth back in too, just as long as you don't lose them. But this will glue right back together and fit. And don't worry about this color, because once we use the peroxide, it'll make them nice bone white. Same here, so looks pretty good. There's just a little bit here we got to scrape out. We'll get that around this tooth. You don't want anything rotten, so you got to get every little piece of meat and cartilage, and that's okay. It just takes time. So just keep scraping away at all this. And down in here, gotta make sure that you're good in the brain cavity area, and then this nose piece area. See, there's all this, I don't know how good that's focusing, but there's all these little intricate webbings here where the nose cavity is. See, that's a little piece of bone, so that's fine. But and then the center section here, this stripe, that's where the cartilage for the nose comes in, and you can pull that out with a pair of pliers once it gets hot. But we'll let this dry. I'll go ahead and clean it a little bit more off camera, and then we're gonna let it dry, and then we'll take it on to the next step. Okay guys, I just wanted to reiterate how important it is to get all the cavities clean, okay? So there's a better shot of what that nasal cavity looks like. It's almost like a sponge in there, and it'll hold all kinds of little particles. So you got to make sure you get that clean. Otherwise, other critters are going to want to come in there and eat it, or it's going to stink. There's also little holes. Let's see, well, where's our focus? So there's little holes here in the jaw, right there. And those holes come out the back side. So you can see down there, right through it. Okay? So there's meat and stuff that's inside these jaw bones. And it's important to get your pressure washer nozzle in there spraying. So this one, see these little fibers? My bone was a little soft and I was pressure washing a little too hard, too close. But you can always trim them off, sand it down, no big deal. But the same goes, I mean, there's little holes right here, there's little holes everywhere, and you just got to keep looking. And now you can see through the brain cavity, you can see the inner part of the nose, and then down in here you can see it. So there's lots of spots that you just got to keep rotating the skull, and you think you get it all, and you just keep rotating. So you just keep going around and around and around. And it's important to get it all clean. You just do not want a stinky skull. It's going to affect your finished product. Some of them fats or whatever in there, they can seep back through this bone and stain it. But we're gonna finish this. This will be part one. Part two will be actually giving it the old whitening, the peroxide, the bleaching per se. So there you go. Well, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for something like this when you're basically done. It's gonna have a little bit of color, darker color to it. It's not gonna be as white. Well, that's fine. So there you go. I mean, finished skull. This one, I should also note, these bigger holes right here, that's where the ear sockets, that's where the ears go in. There's little bulbous parts of bone. And you can stick generally, even on deer heads, you can stick a screwdriver right here and just pry up, and they'll pop right out. Okay, so, all right. That's part one. If you got any enjoyment out of this, any knowledge, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment, and we'll catch you on the next one.